So again, she's talking to you. I think by this point, those are meant to be your rewards for solving the puzzles, like solving how to get past and all that. Caution, this equipment starts and stops on... okay. So because by this time they've established that she's not your friend, they make it so that whenever she tells you not to do something that you've done, then that's basically a reward. Basically you're supposed to feel good that you're, you know, defying her. Which makes sense. Wait a minute, it says over here, why? Where am I meant to go? See, even I can't remember what's going on here. Am I supposed to go up there? Somehow? Must be. Okay, I guess I'll go up there. There we go. Alright, so we're here. The exit is that way, in case you can't figure it out, and it's... I guess it's a bit messy here, like you wouldn't immediately know at first glance where you're meant to go. I guess there's no other way to go really, but just to make sure they give you the clue that you're meant to go this way. There seems to be like... is that supposed to be sunlight? It does look like sunlight, doesn't it? It looks like there's a lot of light streaming in here. And we are moving upwards. I guess that's an indication that maybe we're getting closer to the exit. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not really that, of course, but you know, just in terms of the symbolism of heading towards the light, again, and it helps you see where the exit is. To know that, you know, you're heading in the right direction. What's going on here? So the cubes are moving around these tubes. And the developer commentary, I don't remember if it's this game or Portal 2, they talk about how like these tubes are an example of the wackiness of Aperture Science and the fact that it's completely inefficient. Like it's more efficient to just put these things onto, I don't know, crates and carts and containers and just truck them around. But instead...
You should have turned left before. It's funny, actually, when you think about it. Someday we'll remember this and laugh, and laugh, and laugh. Oh boy. Well, you may as well come on back.
Yeah, so it's a symbol of just how wasteful and crazy Aperture Science is. I was just thinking, I can't remember exactly where GLaDOS started to appear to be intelligent. Because if you remember, or if you don't remember, then go back and watch. At the start of the game, it came across as though she was a recorded voice. That she wasn't actually self-aware, but in that last bit, she talks about, you know, we'll look back and laugh and laugh. Like at some point in the game, it's pretty clear that she's actually an intelligent entity. And I can't remember when that became so. I'm kind of sad that I didn't pay attention to that now. You know, again, having played this game several times before, you get used to it. And you get used to the plot. I think what... I'm not 100% sure. I think what you're meant to do is jump across. This doesn't seem right. That seems like a crazy idea. There's no other way though, so let's do that. So when that comes in, I jump across. Okay, so that works. That doesn't seem obvious. Like, it seems like you won't make the jump because it's a bit too far away. I wonder how significant that is. I mean, there's no other obvious way to get past, and we've already established that if you die you just reload at the last autosave, so it's not like it's a big deal. Arrow down, you know, again telling you where to go. And you'll notice that in this part of the game there's not much. I mean, it's mostly just navigation through spaces, through rooms and corridors and all that. We're no longer putting, for example, cubes on buttons and all that. It's interesting. I don't know if it's good or not, because like they spent so much of the game introducing you to these really interesting game mechanics and then puzzle pieces. And now they've took away all that and given you completely new things. And oh, I don't remember if I could have gotten straight through that. Ow, ow, ow.
Critical error.
Okay, I completely failed that. But I'm still alive, so let's not talk about it.
Hey. I don't blame you.
So there's this.
Please put me down.
I think this is the first real ambush in the whole game.
I don't hate you.
Should I? Well, you can you can watch the video again. So they made it seem like you jump across here and there was like a corridor on the other side. I don't know if it's actually possible to go there, but I think it would be a dead end anyway. What you're meant to do is fall in here, and there's the ambush. And if you remember, that one opened first, and then that one, and then that one. And the way it plays out is that when you walk across, you're likely to fall into here. And you see the barrels there, so that when that opens, obviously when you first play through the game you wouldn't know it's an ambush, you wouldn't know that there's turrets behind it. So these barrels I guess would help you, like it'll deflect the bullets a little bit, give you a bit of time to find cover. And then that opens, and then that opens, so a minor ambush, nothing too bad. And you'll notice that it's actually quite easy to survive. I messed up going in there, you can still see my blood on the walls. And I got shot up quite a bit, but I still survived. And again, you know, the game is putting you in situations where it seems like it's dangerous, and yet at the same time, you know, you actually have to fail pretty bad to actually die. Even though if you die, there's no real consequence, so you just reload the game. So the game is not really punishing you for failing a puzzle. I mean, if you fail that, like I just did just now, kind of a little bit, you already know you failed. So in a way, there's no need to reinforce that negativity by punishing you again and making you die or repeat things and all that. Like, that's not fun, because you already know that you've done something wrong. There's no need to reinforce that and then make you, you know, struggle even more. Like, it's unnecessary to punish the players in that sense. Obviously, you need to make them understand that they've done something wrong, that they could have done something easier or better, but, you know, beyond that, there's not really any need to force the issue anymore. Can I can... oh, that's interesting. So the arrow points that way, so clearly that's where you're meant to go. I wonder about how obvious is that. I guess it's not that obvious. I mean, there's that thing sticking down. Maybe there's a bit of Where's Waldo here, and then I've talked in other playthroughs. Where's Waldo or Where's Wally, depending on which part of the world you're in. There's like this picture book where there's like a character wearing a striped shirt, red and yellow, or not a red and white striped shirt, and like it's a really tiny figure and a whole page full of tiny figures, and you're supposed to find him, and that's the game. Basically looking for one thing in a big mess of other things, and that's the game. And I keep saying that it's not really a good game, it's kind of a stupid game. Because you basically just spend time staring at the page, staring around the page, looking for a thing.
You're not a good person. You know that, right? Good people don't end up here. Can you hear me?
It sounds like she's getting mad. It sounds like GLaDOS is getting a bit angry, so it's kind of funny. So this turret doesn't actually do anything. It detects you and then it doesn't have any bullets.
Nap time.
It's kind of fun.
Would you come over here?
And I mean, they've always had this funny voice, and they talk to you a little bit.
Hello.
I mean, that really makes it... I don't know, I think it makes this one really likable, the fact that it's not trying to kill you anymore. Or it is, but it can't. Like, the designers of this game have kind of put a lot of work into putting, you know, character into these supposedly inanimate objects.
Sentry mode activated.
And they also, you know, they also mix it up as well. Like, earlier on, these things are enemies, and then you come in here and they can't shoot you anymore. And you don't feel like, you know, maybe they're not so bad after all. And, you know, earlier on, GLaDOS helps you and gives you positive reinforcement. And then after a while, she just turns on you, so, you know, nothing's absolute. Or nothing's as it seems. Which is good. I mean, they mix it up a bit and keep things interesting in that way. It's not like a dumb narrative where everything's just really obvious right from the start. What is there to say here? Not much. We're still doing pretty much the same thing. Just making our way through the environment using the portal gun. That's cool. So the last time we got ambushed, this time we get to ambush this guy.
Who are you? Are you still there? Shutting down.
So we're going here, it says over there. So we have to fling ourselves across, and I don't really remember... Well, I know how to do it, I'm just trying to remember if they give you any clues. Not really. There's old generators here, that's interesting. I mean, none of this equipment is consequential, they're just there for decoration for the most part. So, over here, why does... What's this? Okay, another little hideout. The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie, so we've seen that before. That's not that interesting. It's a secret, I guess. Let's see, we can do that. And I think... Yep, that does it. So we jump across here and there's nothing else really to talk about.
This is your fault. It didn't have to be like this. I'm not kidding now. Turn back or I will kill you. I'm going to kill you. And all the cake is gone. You don't even care, do you? This is your last chance.
That's really good. Like, the writing is really good. The lines. Like, and on the one hand, she's trying to kill you, and then she asks you if you care or not, and then she talks about the cake being all gone. Like, it's not just one-dimensional. I mean, she is trying to kill you, but at the same time, you can't really. Like, it seems impossible to hate her. Because she's this thing about the cake, and then she wants you to care at the same time. Is that what I think it is?